Racial profiling and implicit bias case study I chose to discuss this week is Case B, pedestrian stop. This case study posed several instances where racial profiling and implicit bias influenced the decisions made by law enforcement in this scenario. The first thing that stood out to me was that the young man's description did not match the suspect description. Of the descriptions provided in the bolo, the student only matched two of the criteria provided. The decision to stop and frisk this college student is likely a strong indication of implicit bias rather than a strong match to the real suspect description in the bolo. According to the YouTube video, what are examples of implicit bias in policing? This case of implicit bias may result from officers associating specific racial or ethnic groups with criminal behavior. I also believe that the college student was a victim of shopping while black and brown, as highlighted in the ACLU document, Racial Profiling Definition. The article argues that the targeting of shoppers and patrons of color for suspicion of shoplifting disproportionately affects working and prominent persons of color. There were other indications of behaviors by law enforcement in this scenario that highlight implicit bias and profiling. The officers clearly frisked this young man without justification for doing so. The young man had given the officers no reason to believe that he was armed or had committed any crime. He produced a receipt and an ID when asked to do so. He was detained for over 17 minutes while officers viewed tapes from the store to further verify involvement in a potential crime. This was a detainment and response that far exceeded what should have been a brief encounter, resulting in likely humiliation for the college student. I believe that first and foremost safeguard that could reduce disparities while maintaining safety is mandatory implicit bias and racial profiling training for all law enforcement officers. Mandatory implicit bias and racial profiling training can easily be measured against current and historical statistics to show the effectiveness of the training. Thank you.